ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
So just like JFK Jr., whose whole entire family denounced him, Stephen Miller's cousin has a story in the Washington Post talking about, is it the Washington Post or she went online? His cousin, what is her name? She publicly, she called her cousin the face of evil, Alyssa Kazmer. She put a lengthy letter on Facebook publicly severing her ties to Stephen Miller. Just as ICE agents were carrying out hotly contested raids in L.A., where she lives, also in Illinois, by the way, I saw them come into south side of Chicago. We were just talking on Saturday, Dr. Carr and I, about how they're not in south side Chicago. They know where to go. Well, I found out why. So they came to the south side of Chicago and tried to pick up this guy in the street, tried to zip tie him, and people just came out. And were like, nah, I mean, this guy put up a fight too. Let me just say, he was not going, which is why they probably target women and children, because they're so out of shape and with their little, they're wearing like ripped up underwear on their face, like they're dirty, probably dirty underwear. They couldn't keep this guy, one guy, the two guys were trying to hold him down. They couldn't, but the people came out, they were kicking the zip ties away. And then they started surrounding the people and yelling and screaming, and people beeping their horns. And after what looked like maybe a 5 to 10 minute tussle, they gave up and left the guy there. So the same thing happened in Brooklyn, by the way, when they tried to come for the Haitians. So I feel like if enough people, came out and said, no, we don't, this is not good. And let me shout out Illinois. Speaking of Illinois, the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, put out an executive order making it even more difficult for folk to come in ICE to just snatch people up. Matter of fact, play that clip, Smith. Chicago.
Today, we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all. Just stand up. That's all we elect people to stand up for us. Thank you. Thank you. You don't got to like Brandon Johnson. These politicians are not there to be like. They're not your little friends. But they need to stand up for you when we need them. That's why they're there. No more filibusters and performances. We need real action. Thank you for the executive order. Make it ICE-free zones. Yes. So anyway, Stephen Miller's cousin wrote a letter. She described herself. She's his cousin on his dad's side, and she recalls growing up with him and babysitting him. And she said he was awkward and funny and a needy middle child who loved to chase attention, but was, quote, always the sweetest with the littlest family members. He was always sweet with the children. She said, I am living with the deep pain of watching someone I once loved become the face of evil. She said, I grieve what you've become, Stephen. I will never knowingly let evil into my life, no matter whose blood it carries, including my own. Kastner pointed out that she and Miller were raised Jewish, with stories about surviving pogroms and ghettos and the Holocaust. She said, we celebrated holidays each year with a reminder to stand up and say never again. But what you are doing breaks that sacred promise. It breaks everything we were taught. She said, how can you do to others what has been done to us? How can you wake up each day and repeat the cruelty that our people barely escaped? She wondered out loud what happened to her cousin, who is widely credited with orchestrating the divisive immigration policy of this regime. Miller was also among the top Trump officials who set a lofty quota of at least 3,000 ICE arrests per day. Like, you got a quota. So it doesn't matter whether people are actually citizens. It doesn't matter whether they are going to get their, their court appointed green cards and all that. None of that matters. You have a quota. Though the quota has triggered tense clashes through the country between protesters and federal agents who are determined to deliver on that quota. Data shows that ICE arrests have fallen way below. His cousin goes on, where does this hateful obsession end? She asks. What are you trying to build besides fear? Immigrants were a part of your upbringing. Is this cruelty your way of rejecting a part of yourself? She goes on, you've destroyed so many lives just to feed your own obsession and ego and uphold an administration so corrupt, so vile, I can barely comprehend it. Being this close to such deep cruelty fills me with shame. She said, I am gutted. My heart breaks that this is the legacy you have brought to our family, a legacy I never asked to share with you, and one I now carry like a curse. In a separate Threads post over the weekend, Kasmer revealed that most of Miller's extended family have also disowned him, except for his immediate relatives, whom she said were supportive of the MAGA agenda. Miller, of course, is no stranger to getting disowned by his family members. In 2018, his uncle, David Glossner, penned a scathing diatribe for Politico, where he was described as a, quote, an immigration hypocrite. I mean, it is weird, right? I mean, we talked about this just last week with Tim Wise. You know, it's like, you know, the Nazis, the Aryan race, but your leader looks nothing like the blonde-haired, blue-eyed image of what white supremacy is. Hitler looked just like the people you were persecuting. Like, make that make sense. But this is the problem. This thing is like a mental illness that while they're out here railing against these people, they own the same story. So is the distance? It's like the Latinos that voted, I will vote for Donald Trump. Very catchy. You voted for this. You didn't think it was going to happen to you? And now they big mad that Bad Bunny is going to be doing the Super Bowl. A sporting event featuring mostly African-American men running up and down that y'all are betting on and rooting for. You love them black men when they're on the field or in your bedroom, but you don't love us to have rights and resources. Baby, it's time to wake the hell up. It's time. I wish those men would run right off the damn field and not even play. If they had any kind of sense of these times and what we're in right now, what would happen if all of those black men decided not to show up for the Super Bowl? Oh, what a beautiful thing that would be. But no, I fear that they don't have the testicular fortitude to make such a stand. They don't have the fortitude of a Fannie Lou Hamer, let alone a Harriet Tubman. Anyway, I'm going to finish the letter. His cousin Kasmer, Alyssa Kasmer, she said, I have watched with dismay and increasing horror. Oh, this is his uncle, David Glossner. I've watched with dismay and increasing horror as my nephew, an educated man who is well aware of his heritage, has become the architect. Isn't that wild? The architect of immigration policies that repudiate the very foundation of our family's life in this country. You are only here because somebody didn't turn your boat around. Got to keep reminding people. That's right. We're going to be committed here to the truth. 866-801-8255.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We